Welcome guys to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you'll learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the minefields of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also comment in the comment section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you have a story you want to share with viewers, you can contact me on my email address listed below. Today's session is After 5 o'clock Talk with Scott, where you have some light-hearted comedy about dating and relationships. Meet Mr. Counter. He had been single for 5 years and living at home in his own house, and he was extremely frugal. And in fact, he was so frugal that the local electricity company wanted to come around and check his wiring to his place because he had unusual low electricity usage for one-person occupant house. But he was very lonely and decided to give Tinder a go. So after 16,000 swipes to the right, he finally came across a lady who he thought he was connected with. Initially, he got sex bombed. After 3 months, Mr. Counter decided to invite Miss Spendy into his house to start new beginnings. Mr. Counter suddenly saw a lot of changes in his house. The kitchen. Mr. Counter saw new kitchen appliances paid for on his account: coffee machine, Wi-Fi kettle, new silverware, new dining sets, silver candlestick holders. If it wasn't Uber Eats, then Dinner for Two had a lot of dishes. Kitchen rubbish bags that were 1/5 full were put in the rubbish bin every 2 days as opposed to one bag per week. Kitchen towels were now put into the laundry basket daily. The dishwasher is used when it was only half full. When they were sunk out of the fridge, an instant trip to the supermarket was requested by Miss Spendy for Mr. Counter to get emergency supplies. The freezer became so overflowing, it was full with meat. Dinner portions were cooked for 4 when there's only 2 eating. Leftovers were put in the fridge and then the next day were thrown out. Fresh flowers were ordered from the florist weekly on Mr. Counter's account. The paper towel rolls were used every 2 days as opposed to once per month. The bathroom. Bath towels were put in laundry baskets after single use. There were 3 laundry baskets: whites, light colours and dark colours. Tea towels and bath towels were to be washed separately, as were the bed sheets. The medicine cupboard in the bathroom got quickly filled out with supplements for hair growth, anti-aging and also anti-wrinkle cream. The toilet roll was used every 2 days, as previously it was 10 days. The walk-through wardrobe was no longer a 50-50 split, but it became about an 80-20 split for her 50 pairs of shoes, her 60 dresses, 29 jackets and 43 tops. The shower sinkhole filled up with hair fortnightly, and unblocker chemicals were needed to unblock it. The shower suddenly had 8 different types of shampoos and conditioners. The underfloor heating that was previously never used got turned on 24/7, while at the same time Miss Spendy even opened the bathroom windows for cool air. Mr. Counter came home from the office late some nights, and there was no hot water after Mrs. Spendy had had a 50-minute hot shower. Around the house. Daily deliveries occurred from Amazon and Temu. Weekends were spent at home improvement stores and home decor stores, purchasing unnecessary items and burning cash. The aircon that was never used became a daily occurrence, with the air temperature set at 25 Celsius or 77 Fahrenheit. The windows were left open when the aircon was on. Lights all around the house were always on, even when they were both in bed. The home office printer was on colour mode all the time, and often a lot of colour printouts were discarded and thrown in the bin. The colour ink cartridges that were previously required yearly now became required every month. The garage. Previously, Mr. Counter parked his car and had his gym equipment laid out. Miss Spendy told Mr. Counter to place his gym equipment in storage so Miss Spendy could fit her car in the garage. Mr. Counter was told to park his car in the driveway to accommodate all the newly purchased items. Eventually, Miss Spendy starts to park her car in the driveway also, so that more junk could be fit into the garage. Now both cars are parked onto the driveway to accommodate all the junk that had been purchased. The laundry room. There was a daily clothes wash as opposed to previously weekly. The dryer was on every day. On a sunny day, the clothes went straight from the washing machine into the dryer rather than going onto the clothesline. The monthly power bill went up 5 times and the water bill went up 10 times. The bedroom. A new bedroom mattress was ordered for new beginnings. New bed linen and pillowcases were ordered. 7 pillows now appeared on the bed. 2 duvets were placed on the bed. An electric blanket that was never turned off was on her side of the bed. Half-drunk sleeping teacups were left on her bedside table for weeks. The bed was never made. A concoction of sleeping pills were on her bedside table. Mr. Counter suffered poor quality sleep. The sex bombing that initially started had long finished, and sex was now used as a bargaining tool. Mr. Counter had a niggling cough and was told to sleep in the spare room. Mr. Counter felt continuously disrespected. He decided to start working late at night to avoid going home. One night, when Mr. Counter came home late from the office, Miss Spendy told Mr. Counter that she was going down to Cancun for the weekend with her friends. Mr. Counter decided to hire a separation lawyer to get her out of his own house. The lawyer served the trespass notice to Miss Spendy on her way to Cancun at the airport. Mr. Counter changed the locks on his own house and put all of Miss Spendy's gear in a storage locker for Miss Spendy to collect upon her return. He also paid for 1 month's storage in advance. Mr. Counter is now back to his solitary self. But Mr. Counter did not learn from his experience. Within a week, he had a new female in his house. Just a quick word from our sponsor. Plantonin Limited has you covered for supplements. Get New Zealand's finest supplements on Amazon.com, both in the USA and the UK. The links are down below.